And hello, everyone. Good evening.
Hello.
Welcome. It's our usual time. We're here. I know our schedule has been a little bit all over the place, but now that we're sort of all back as a collective, I want to take this opportunity to thank you, each and every one of you, for either participating, helping out, or just being supportive during our Extra Life charity stream. That was fantastic of all of you. Really appreciate it. It was a fantastic event, and I hope you all look forward to whatever event we have in store in the future, because it's going to be right around the corner before you know it.
Oh, God. I need a nap before that.
So, but with that, we are talking about Adventures in Middle-earth tonight. And if I gandered over everybody's character sheet yet again, it appears you all still have inspiration.
Yay.
Oh!
Nobody.
Just so much RP. Just too much RP.
I live for it.
There was a lot of RP.
It was a lot of RP and a lot of lore. There was a lot of lore dumping last session. But it seems like none of you want to give a recap because you're not spending that inspiration.
Can I spend inspiration to remove corruption?
Ooh, it's an interesting thought. Haven't considered that.
Ooh.
If we went down that road, then I couldn't be as free-flowing with inspiration as I currently am.
He's an unforgiving god.
Yes.
I'm a fair
he's pretty
god.
Say he's a pretty fair god.
It's only unfair when it happens to you. That's how it works.
I'm just minus 10 of my maximum hit points. It's no big deal.
Yeah, but you have the most hit points.
Me. So?
You just need to
I have
take
the most hit points for a reason.
You just need to take like a long nap.
Yeah, I need like
nap.
1 day fellowship phase or something to just be like.
I need a month, dude. I need a month worth of sleep.
Well, I tried.
Yeah, you did try. Points for trying.
Ooh, minus corruption points for trying? Aw.
No.
Just keep on
Can't
digging.
blame him for trying.
I'll just Bugs Bunny it. No. Alright. Well, then we will test my memory because it's been all over the place to give us a bit of a recap from last time. So, the Fellowship, currently residing in Pelagia, has come across a very interesting individual whom they had met prior, known as Mor. Full name revealed to be Mordentar, one of the blue wizards that were sent to Middle-earth, along with another blue wizard, a gray wizard, a brown wizard, and a white wizard. All of which, who are familiar with Tolkien's lore and Lord of the Rings, probably know who most of those are. I won't get into that because it's not relevant right here, right now. While meeting up with this individual, they come to realize that they had been assisting or unknowingly been a part of a scheme set before them by one of their enemies known as Mordu. Mordu being the lieutenant of Barad-dûr in the mouth of Sauron. All the while thinking that they had an ally on their side known as Rador, an advisor to the king, allegedly, and a lore enthusiast and historian, archaeologist, all things that seem to put him in the center of knowing particular things. In a meeting that they had disrupted between Rador Dorsey, who is of the Cat's Eye, and a handful of corsairs from Umbar, they come to realize that Rador is officially not on their side, and only later found out, after the fight, when they were deciding what to do next, to either sail south to Umbar or head east. Malvhor paid his... What do we call her?
I mean,
I don't want to put a label on things.
Mordu had a quite a choice words to describe the situation.
Very choice words. Mistress and bastard.
Mm-hmm.
One is factually correct. Rador paid a visit to Malvhor's essentially, we'll say, loose family at this point.
The
Goldwyn.
love of his heart, as he said once to Turgon.
Very well could be true. Paid them a visit, mainly because he knew where they lived. All because that the Fellowship brought him to them at one point to hopefully assist Merwin in a sickness. Rador used this opportunity mostly to make a point to Malvhor of tread any further and I can make this a living hell for you. Work with me and I can promise you a place. In an exchange of thoughts and ideas, Rador felt that a more serious tone needed to be made, something to back up the veiled threats behind his teeth, and fully revealed himself to actually be Mordu in a fell swoop, grasped onto Malvor's throat and quickly had him lose consciousness. In that loss of consciousness, Malvhor was met with a series of visions that sort of played to a bit of the dream that he has had recurring in his life and some new elements, leaving him a lot to wonder, was this perhaps a dream or a forced glimpse into the things to come? But it was at this moment the rest of the Fellowship had reconvened, assessed their situation, and decided to head east, hopefully to throw Mordu off their trail, even though for a little bit, whatever semblance of safety they could guarantee. In exchange, though, they felt that Goldwyn and Merwin and Laura were no longer safe where they resided, and as a bit of a trade-off to go down this very dark road, they urged them to seek safety and shelter elsewhere. And that is what they intend to do. And that is where we're going to pick up tonight. As the lot of you still reside, just as the conversation ends, and Goldwyn and Merwin and Laura retreat back into the cottage as you were having the conversation out in the barn, for the most part, among the horses and the hay. And you've already set your sights on the east. Very grand and general area, cardinal direction in the world. No real hard set final destination in mind, but you have opted on a direction. And knowing that the long journey ahead of you probably would entail obtaining your horses or at least some other form of transportation, we'll pick up right here, back where we left off in the barn of Goldwyn's homestead. The day is yours.
So we need to get the horses. And Mole, you said you had an idea where we were going?
I'm an old man. I'm forgetful. What did we come up with?
You asked that question, I was like, shit, what did we say?
I believe we said the east.
That's all I remember.
Yeah,
you said we were headed east.
We're going east. Fig wants to try and find her friend, but I might be misremembering. I might be mistaken, but I thought Mole had an idea of where we could go. More specifically than just east.
What does my DM brain remember?
There was
As far as what's east.
we mentioned the Avari. We mentioned the armband tugging in directions.
Yes.
We mentioned.
We could follow the armband.
Yeah, no big deal.
genuinely could.
That should be fine, right? I mean, yeah, we genuinely could. That might be our best bet. I'm trying to remember what else. Oh wait, let me check my notes because I have those.
Take notes.
Notes.
How are those?
Actually, no, that was it. Oh, and finding the it was the Avari and also the Shadow of the East for potential allies against Mordu because of how Mordu especially fucked with the vampires essentially, and the Shadow of the East seems to be not aligned, allied with them in one way, shape, or form. At least according to Tano. And yeah, and then the armband. That's all I got.
So I guess either Mole or Fig will be leading us, will be guiding us on this journey.
Do I get to swing my sword at some bad guys? I'll go.
Well, Fig, it does appear that you have a method by which to show us the way.
Well, I will certainly try.
Quickly, we must make haste. Fetch some horses.
Yes, we should be able to hopefully get our horses from Radcliffe.
What's his name? I forgot his name.
DM, do I have a horse on standby? I don't think we ever truly discussed this, but I would assume I do, considering I took a cart earlier in the lore.
You could ride with me.
I remember my horse's name.
In the time you've been here, you've probably definitely frequented the stables in town and have either a horse that you've either bought out or rented for the most part, or you have access to one. It's not hard.
No fun whistling for Shadowfax or anything like that.
No, not today.
Roach. It's appear on the roof somewhere.
Yeah, Roach. There you go. We'll get Roach, the horse.
Aww.
If you wish to name the horse that you have, you're certainly welcome to.
Let me think on it.
There's your name, and you should also shorten it to like another version of Moore. So like you're Moore, and then you have like Maury the horse or something.
Morsey?
Yeah.
Like a horsey, but Morsey? I don't know.
But it's really short for like Morcia or something. So it's like actually really pretty, but it's just Morcy.
She took this further. Anyway.
I'm listening to the name of an angel.
Yes, I will have to find a name. Let me see.
I am Moore. This is Morcy. Easy peasy.
Yes.
Oh look, I did a whole rhyme.
Yeah.
I am Moore.
Real
This
quick.
is Morcy.
Moore, what's your full name again?
Marinitar?
Just name her Inatar. Moore, this is Inatar.
I don't recommend that one.
No.
I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, we are digging deep into the horse name. I will find one on the side and just name it.
Little known lore drop fact for you all out there: Anatar was the elven name Sauron masqueraded as.
Yes.
Let's hope it's someone to see.
I probably wouldn't be naming my horse something evil.
Don't recommend it.
Yeah.
We enter an elven land and be like, what's your horse name again?
Morcy is very nice and innocent for a little cart horse by a vendor and merchant.
I won't argue with the innocent part.
All right, I'm done. I still need to find my there.
Okay. So we're all heading towards the stables then?
Yes, onwards.
Very well. So you all make your way through the homestead of Merwin jeez. I'm all over the place. Goldwyn, as the rest of the household begins to gather items for travel, to try and travel as lightly as they possibly can and leave behind whatever they are willing to part with. You come out through the front door and head down parallel to the wall, heading up towards the main gates of Pelagir. And just on the inside chute of the main gate is the main stables to the rest of the city. As the whole city at this point is pretty bustling, Radcliffe seems a little busy handling two individuals looking to rent horses out for the day. As you all approach, and he nods to you and holds up a hand, saying, "Just one moment." Stand there for a few minutes as he gets two saddles ready, and passes them off and brings out 2 horses by the reins. Gets the 2 horses prepped, and the individuals trade over a bit of a leather pouch, unknown what is actually inside. And he bids them farewell, rubs his hands and wipes his brow, looks over to the lot. Well, what can I do for you?
We're here to collect the horses we dropped off not too long ago.
Real quick, what do those people look like? Who are they? I'm intrigued.
Man and a woman. Woman taller than the man, both pretty much with darkish brown hair, appear to be of the race of men. Pretty unremarkable clothing. I've got them suspicious of everything now. I've done it.
What is their attire like?
I mean, yeah.
Just kidding. I'm sorry.
Boots and various cloth-based garments. Not a cloak. No, pretty much a cloak, but the hoods are down, and
Okay.
light pouches on the sides. Unarmed,
Okay.
it appears.
Okay.
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 Does that whet your palate? Are you satisfied?
Maybe.
Well.
Please continue.
Ratcliffe goes inside, and a few moments later, leading by the reins, brings out 3 horses and hands them off to each of you. Here's Wild Step, Quickfire, and Duster. They're as good as they always are, and I trust that they will help you out on the way wherever you take them. Is there anything else I can do for you while you're here?
No. Time is of the essence. We must be on our way quickly.
Do you have extra carrots for them?
Unfortunately, a little out at the moment. Been a little busy. Yeah, I fed them this morning, so they should be good for a while.
I'll just nod.
Horses eat
I
what,
don't have
once a
any-
week?
Once a month if you're lucky. I don't have any carrots on hand, but I do have. As he steps off to the side and pulls out what looks to be like a knapsack of sorts, and holds it out and is like, "You can take this with you. It's feed for them, so they should be fine for most of the journey. I don't know how far you're going, but it should get
How
you
much?
through a couple weeks."
How much does it cost, my lad?
Oh no, don't worry about that.
Oh,
A good word's been put in for you guys.
I see.
Yeah, it has.
Insight?
you.
Can I roll for insight?
Go for it. What are you trying to ascertain?
He seems a little jumpy.
I mean, that's just him.
That is how he's always behaved, but
it's a fair point,
not
though.
me. Natural 20. Total of 25. First roll of the night's a natural 20.
$1 million? No, I'm just kidding.
He's a young apprentice. So this is pretty much how he always is. He's really nice. Most people that have anything to say about him are usually well regarded. He's been apprenticing under Goldwyn as the stable master for a few years now.
Gotcha.
And it's just sort of his social anxiety of sorts.
Okay. Just making sure. Just being cautious as a cautious man that I am.
Yes.
Is
And,
my dapple gray there?
yes, it is. I take it you'll be traveling with them. I haven't seen you all together before. Give me 1 second. I'll go get him.
Yes.
Or her. I'm not. I haven't really inspected it. I mean, you brought it in. I don't know. Brings out a dapple gray horse, adorned in a pretty worn leather saddle, but it's still in decent care. It's seen some miles.
Yes, that's my beautiful mare. There you are, my dear. I'm sweet with animals. Leave me alone.
I'm the same.
I mean, no, I have nothing to say about it. It's perfectly normal to be sweet on animals. I feel like you've made it awkward by being concerned.
Yes. Well. Carry on.
I'm off to the side with Wild Step, just petting and speaking Sindarin to him.
I'm just,
Yes,
holding on the
Fig,
quick,
you-
I'm just holding on the quick fire and just patting him on the side.
Fig, you notice Wild Step is well recovered from the last skirmish that you all had in the Dead Marshes.
Yoy.
And not only seems to be fully recovered and healed up, there's a few scars around the leg, but it seems to be standing a bit taller, a bit more filled out of sorts. In fact, with the level of relationship you developed with Wild Step over the course of your last journey, they have added a new trained feature to them.
Oh,
that
all I
you
did
can
was
find in
feed
your character
carrots.
sheet. Is that all you did, really?
And saved its life.
I did. But I did feed it carrots. I was trying to bond.
I love how you just took the Pokemon approach to it. Of like, let's just throw candy at it and it'll love me.
Isn't that what you do with? Isn't that what you kind of do with any animal? I'm always like, here, I got food. Love me.
It's possible for most, yes.
Fig.
Wild Step has a new feature that you can find in its character sheet.
I'll just kind of gently pat the front of his face, and I'll look over to kind of analyze. I'll frown a little bit, but I'll go. I'm sorry, friend. It looks like you did not go completely unscathed, but you and I match a little now.
Oh.
It sort of leans into your shoulder with its heavy neck and head and pretty much like almost pushes you a little bit and just sort of like rubs up against you.
Yes, at least it's not your face.
Well, are we ready to depart then?
I got everything I need.
Any
2 names for the horse. Put him in the chat. Sorry. Someone pick
2
it.
names. Oh man.
Iselme. I'm leaning
I
toward.
like that one. Yeah.
All right.
Iselme feels easier to say.
There you go. For Iselme. Yeah, there you go.
I'll just make a note of it so when it comes up later, I don't look like a dumbass.
I also
There
got to
we
write
go,
it down
Brian.
because it might be a trivia question.
DM for
Trivia
you.
question.
It'll be a quiz question.
No, it'll be a quiz question for me, and I won't remember it.
So Isilme, like Isildur, or
Yeah,
okay.
means moonlight.
Oh, I love it.
Yep. There's several words in Sindarin for moon. So Ethel and Isil are both one. So. All right.
So that will
This
be
is
my
the-
dapple gray horse.
Yeah.
4 of you guide your horses away from the stables with the knapsack of goodies for the horses. You know, things horses like to eat, whatever that may be.
Like rats.
Because I didn't research that already.
Yeah,
you
yes.
know. They're all carnivorous horses.
Yes.
That's a thing, right?
Yeah.
I can carry the feed unless someone else wants to.
No, you can carry it all.
Okay. No big.
Fig's gonna be literally the carrot on a stick for the horses.
Yeah, really.
Okay. Well, then with that, how would we like to divide roles? You have guide, scout, lookout, and hunter.
I think I usually take a lookout.
Let's be clear. I have no idea how to do
Yes.
this portion of the game.
Yeah. So this is going to be a little bit new for you, Jake.
Yeah.
So we're going to enter into the journey phase of Adventures in Middle-earth, which is the long stretch of time a fellowship goes from one point to another to journey through the dangerous wilds of Middle-earth. So there are 4 roles that are essentially filled out during this phase. It's a guide, a scout, a lookout, and a hunter. Guide is typically in charge of all decisions concerning route, rest, and supplies. Guides rely on wisdom and survival proficiencies. Scout is in charge of setting up camp, opening new trails. Scouts rely on stealth and investigation. Hunter, in charge of finding food in the wild, which has been a very, very sore point in these campaigns for the last 4 years. Hunters rely on success with survival checks. And finally, we have the lookout in charge of keeping watch. Lookouts rely on their abilities of perception. Now, each role usually gets filled. That's not to say each role is going to have something mechanically to do throughout the journey. We're going to, once we have like the route put in place, I do some DM magic on the back end of rolling some dice, determining what journey events are going to happen, what the peril is, and those journey events will typically lean into some of these roles. So every role might not get used, but narratively, this is what they're doing throughout the journey.
Got it.
In this particular case, we're going to be doing something a little unique because you guys are following, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, this armband as a bit of where you're going. So you don't know your final destination. I, in theory, do, because I know where it leads. So this is going to be an instance where you don't really plot your own route for the most part, unless you are going to go to a very specific destination first, sort of thing. So they're going to remove a bit of the nuance here, and the DM hand will take over. But that is the rundown of the journey rolls. And typically, you only have one person in each role. There can only be one guide. There's some overlap sometimes, and if you have a small enough party, you can split roles. Like somebody can take 2, but there's a bit of a drawback to doing that. Your roles won't be as good.
Gotcha. Now say that all again. Pretend I didn't hear you.
You lose your
good.
inspiration.
No, I'm good to go.
Does a 52 hit?
What the hell hit him?
Hands of God.
God.
Malvhor.
It's literally like a fist of a shape in the cloud. Just come whack.
It's just a smite
just-
lightning bolt.
It's just
The light of
Master
the
Hand
Valar
from
has
Brawl.
left you.
Yeah. So, that is the case of things.
Oh, jeez.
Wish I saw
So-
Brian's face when I said that.
Go back and watch the VOD.
Ayo. VOD plug.
So, how does the Fellowship wish to fill the roles?
I mean, I'm equally as bad at all these skills. So, I generally take
I'll
scout
do
or
scout.
lookout.
Oh.
You can be scout, I'll be lookout or hunter.
Yes, Cirion will be a scout.
I
Kind of rolls off the tongue. Cirion the scout.
don't know where anything is in the east or what the east is like.
But you have the
Does
armband.
anyone? That does not mean I won't lead us into something potentially dangerous for not knowing what's there.
Are we able to just assume that her armband helps with the direction that we need to go, but we still possibly need a guide who understands just what to look out for and things like that?
At this point, with the knowledge you have of the armband, that's probably a safe assumption. You do not know how.
So
How
respectfully,
more-
I'll
yeah.
be the guide if that is...
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Then
exactly
Fig-
what I as Fig was saying. I was like, just because I have the armband doesn't mean I know where we're going.
And I think Fig can try to reclaim her honor as hunter. and I'll be
Jesus
lookout.
Christ, here we go. Let's go!
Hydrate or dihydrate, by the way.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
If my jug's upstairs, I'll do it when we come back from
I
break.
guess you're dehydrating.
Bye, guys. Shing.
Alright,
yeah.
as the guide, Cirion as the scout, Malvhor as lookout, and Fig as the hunter.
Oh no, how long has that been since?
Can't wait to go hungry.
I should have poured more alcohol.
Shut up!
You're not bad
Are
at
you
survival checks. You're not bad at
No, I'm
hunting.
not.
It's just every
It
time
was
you've
just-
rolled for it.
It's like when you've been rolling for like persuasion and
Oh,
whatnot.
yeah.
You always
Yeah, I roll like a 2 and I get like a 17.
it's the rolls that we're supposed to do well that anyways. Oh, thanks
those-
for viewer inspo.
So those of you that are new to this, the hunter, like I said, is not making survival checks every day of the journey. Because one, that's just obnoxious. So in the absence of them making rolls doesn't mean they're not finding food to sustain the fellowship to progress. Quite the contrary, that when a check comes up for them, it's a more unique opportunity to find something different that might revitalize and give a little bit, give a bonus to the fellowship. So before the hunter comes up and on one hunting opportunity rolls a natural 1, like, we're going to starve.
Gee, that sounds familiar.
That's not the case. So.
I do still have some rations though, so worst case scenario.
And those rations might come in handy when those checks pop up and they fail for one reason or another. Or perhaps on the embarkation roll or particular points of travel, you might find yourself in areas where where food is hard to come by, and you might need those rations. So, there you go. Quick rundown of the journeys. There we go.
Oh, it's been a while. At least it feels like it has.
Been a while.
You had a return journey and all that fun stuff. So,
Oh,
All right.
meh.
So as you all guide the horses outside the city walls and talk over the various tasks and ideas of how the journey might go and how to go about it, amidst your conversation, you notice somebody in robes with a large backpack on. When I say robes, more of like cloth gowned attire that you've typically seen the likes of Aram in the halls of lore wear, or even certain attendants in the houses of healing.
Oh, we were
come over
expecting a
with a-
delivery.
I was just about to ask if this was Aram though.
with short blonde hair and sort of like dirtied high cheekbones. Seem a little tired, but they come up to you as the first individuals near the gate. And, okay, good afternoon. I've traveled a long way from Osgiliath. I'm looking for a party of adventurers. Fig, Malvhor, and Cirion.
Well, who wants to break the news to him?
Oh, I forgot about him.
I'm gonna mess with him a little bit. I'm gonna go. I'm Malvhor.
I'm Cirion.
I'm still Fig.
Excellent. I'm in the right place then. The lady of the house, as he takes the backpack off and slumps it to the ground, sends you good tidings from the houses of healing in Osgiliath. As he opens a flap and you hear some bottles clank around and the sound of other knickknacks inside as he pulls out an armful of various things and sort of looks up and double checks them. Right. There's a few things, and along with some of them have a message, a letter or a message, very short label attached to them. I believe these are for you.
Thank you.
Let's look at the labels. What do they say?
Don't die, LOL.
Good luck, have fun.
Yeah.
Drink me with little hearts.
Next one.
It's not even the full word. It's just GLHF.
Yeah. Then the final one says, "LOL, you fucked."
One's
before we get into a
fuck
big
around,
battle.
the others find out.
Here's what happens in the former. Here's what happens with the latter. Drink this one.
There's about 3 sort of larger, almost like beaker shapes, chemistry beaker shaped, corked vials that seem to have a very familiar look and feel to them inside of the liquid that appear to be Atlas salves. Though these are in a larger container than you've seen them to have them before. So these are, in fact, because I'm so original, greater Atlas salves.
Yeah. Greater
Hey, if it ain't broke,
Atlas
don't
salve.
fix it.
Yeah, really.
So there are 3 of those, which will heal for 2d4 plus 2.
Ooh.
Potions. I mean, salves. Salves.
Can you wait? Can you say that one more time? 2d4 plus what?
There is a handout in the items for you all, so you can find it there. But it is 2d4 plus 2.
Okay. There are 3 of them. Is that what he said?
Yes. The handout also in the name says X3, so you can split them up amongst you. One person can carry them. Up to you guys. Inventory management.
I'll take a look.
Another thing he has appears to be almost square-shaped, maybe about that big, of something wrapped in very dark green leaves, very large green leaves that are tied together with a bit of twine as he holds it out for somebody to take.
Does that look familiar?
Green leaves?
The whole little packaging.
Malvhor will take it.
You can give me a traditions check. There's a little piece of parchment tied off on the edge of the string that says, a little piece of the golden wood for the long road ahead. May they aid you when you need them most and remind you of simpler times. Mana ame.
Oh.
What is it? I checked it back.
Check.
Lock it up.
Ingredients.
Lock it up,
It is gluten-free. Traditions. This is a pretty typical elven manner of packaging food items.
Oh.
For preserving.
Okay.
And Malvhor, as you take it, you get the waft of of something lightly sweet coming from the inside. Nothing warm. It's just it's a nice aroma coming from the leaves. If you open it up to at least take a peek inside, you'll see 4 sweet cakes with a golden brown coloration and a slight glaze that adorns the top. A sweet floral smell can be noted. And as you inspect it a little bit, you find specks of spice can be seen throughout the sponge.
Yum.
Fig, aren't you familiar with herbalism and the like?
Yes.
Go ahead. Do you have
I have
Do you have a particular skill behind that, or is it just nature?
It's we've been using nature, but I mean I have herb lore as part of my background, so it specifically said, I guess narratively, it just says the elves taught you the ways of the forest and how to find unexpected aid among the plants that call it home. So I guess take it as you will.
Okay, go ahead and give me a nature check at advantage, please.
Get natural 20 so I can yell again.
Okay. Fine.
Eh.
12.
Wait, I will use, for funsies, I'll use my viewer inspo.
All right. Added.
Oh, I almost did that in Twitch chat. That would have been odd.
That would have been very odd.
15!
So 15 total. All right. Having spent time in the Greenwood and have been brought up around various herbalists and scholars of the sort, though not something you've taken to yourself, you're familiar enough, and you note that the actual, sorry, that the floral scent coming from the cakes is actually white water lily.
Oh.
And that these sweet cakes actually can be more than just sustenance, so they can actually revitalize you to an extent. And when consumed, they allow a single creature to gain the advantages of a long rest while taking a short rest.
Oh, shit.
There are 4 of them.
These are not regular sweet cakes. We best hang on to them and use them sparingly.
Are they super sweet cakes?
Yes, but they are also very good for needing a good rest when a good rest can be hard to come by.
That'll be quite the boon on the road, or wherever we end up, in lands unknown, distances untraveled.
I agree.
Horizons.
Oh,
I was having fun with the language.
another small corked item, smaller, like almost like a test tube size glass vial, appears to contain a powder, a very fine powder that the individual explains to you that it's actually a athelas powder, and that if you throw it and boil it and breathe in the fumes, that you can remove exhaustion.
Oh, shit.
More revitalize.
No, if you remember, Vidar.
I do.
Vidar used to keep track of this and do this. He used to make this stuff.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yep. These are all byproducts of a master healer of the scholar class.
I assume. Sorry.
Yes.
I was just gonna say, I assume the Atlas, that powder is just one use.
It's one use, and it can affect up to 5 creatures.
Oh, okay.
And they will remove a level of exhaustion.
Okay.
But it has to be it has to be boiled. So it's still it's a powder form, so you'd have to throw it into boiling water and let the vapors wash over you, essentially.
Simmer pot!
Yep. And the final object that is handed over is about the same size of the sort of glass test tube. It's corked, and there's a thick, dark red, syrupy liquid inside. That comes with no explanation. Actually, sorry. That's looking it over, it appears to be whatever there's inside of it is probably enough for a single individual to consume or to use. If you pop the cork off and waft the scent coming off of it, it smells foul. It doesn't smell like something that is nutritious or healthy in any aspect. It's almost makes you turn your nose up at it.
Smells like straight gasoline.
What's gasoline?
I was gonna say, it smells like preservatives.
There is a small note attached to it that just says, "When negotiations fail, not to be used lightly."
Oh shit!
Oh, boy.
You might be right.
And you can find all of those, in your journals now. So, however you wish to break those things up.
Well, I think each of us can take a sweet cake.
Would I be able to determine what that is with a survival check?
The red vial.
The funky red liquid.
You can give me a survival or a nature check. Let's see what you get here.
Nature.
Oh.
12. It's definitely of a syrupy consistency as you sort of play around with it and take a look. There are specks of what appear to be sort of probably pestle and mortared dried flour of sorts. You're not familiar with this in the idea that this may have been created by a master scholar healer. This seems pretty rare.
Yeah.
Vidar never made this one because he always felt it was too dangerous.
Well, don't spoil it then. Yeah, I think each of us can take a sweet cake, since there are 4. And then, I think the 3 of you can split up the greater Atlas salves, because I rarely need to be healed like that. So I feel like for those who are a little more on the squishy end, that might behoove you guys more. I also personally still have 6 Atlas salves on me. So
You got 6?
I have 6 some. Wait, didn't I buy some and I meant to split late? I don't know. But no,
I didn't need to give you shit.
Ow.
I didn't need to give you shit.
No, because we keep splitting them and I've never used mine. The only time I've used an Atlas salve was to heal Cirion twice.
Well, maybe
And
give
I
him
love you
more.
for that.
So,
I'm sorry I'm squishy.
DM, I have a question.
no, it was when we were speaking with Mordu and you fell unconscious or something, and I just slapped it on you and went wake up for something.
Oh, yeah.
There was another time I basically did that too. But my point being, split the graders among yourselves, because I think I'll be okay.
Famous last words.
I know, right?
I got a sweet cake. I got a greater Atlas salve. It's like I don't even care what happens the rest of the stream.
Question, Malvhor.
Yes, so, if I take an Atlas salve and I throw it on the ground near Fig, does she heal?
No. No.
Not Baldur's Gate 3.
God, there's such
Actually,
a
no. Let
broken
me change
maneuver,
my
but
answer.
I love it.
Let me change my answer. You can certainly try. See what happens.
Very quickly turn in. Why the fuck would you do that?
Laying there bleeding out, completely unconscious.
Just spike
Glass
it.
sticking out of him. Are you good? Doesn't move.
Supposed to
think
drink
they're
it, you
good.
moron.
I don't think they're good.
I'm happy to split the regular Atlas salves I have too. I think because I went shopping recently. I don't remember.
I don't
I'm
know.
happy to split those.
If it's in your inventory, I don't keep track of your
Yeah.
inventory.
So how about
I can't
I'll
find his
give-
inventory.
so why don't each of you take one greater Atlas salve, and then More, do you have anything on you of that caliber?
I do not.
I'll give you 2 Atlas salve, regular ones, and then I'll give Malvhor 1 regular one and Cirion 1 regular one.
Aye.
Eru's blessings, thank you.
There. So now Malvhor and Cirion should have 1 greater and 2 regular. More should have 2 regular, and I have 1 regular. And then we all have a sweet cake.
Yay.
And then I don't care who hangs on to the vial of death. I don't know who might.
Honestly, I feel like Fig should hang on to that because the
I
note
can.
says when negotiations fail, and not to
That's
use it
fair.
lightly.
So
I feel like it's gonna
fuck
be-
fuck you.
It's
fuck
gonna be
you."
used in
You're
combat, and Fig is our strongest combat.
That's fair. I'll
Change
be.
this. from a bear to a werebear suddenly.
He's literally
Cocaine
a
bear.
fucking bear.
Alright, I'll take it. That's fine. I still have 5 honey cakes? I'm gonna eat some right now.
That's called good ration.
Carb loading.
For the big journey, yeah.
Big starts running a fucking marathon through Middle Earth, and the rest of us are just still walking behind her.
I can run faster than all of you.
For fuck's sake.
I got the mileage that you guys are going to be going through right here.
Oh boy.
You need to stop at a Valvoline.
Is
or
it
a
a
Middle Earth
1,000
version of that.
miles?
Don't want to go too fast. You might get dysentery.
God.
Is it 1,000 miles? I'll say it's close.
That's a good Trail of Oregon joke, and nobody got it.
I got it. That's why I said, oh God. I didn't need
So
much
is
more
he-
than that. Sheesh.
He closes up the backpack and throws it back on himself. Well, the good lady sends her regards and thanks you for returning the supplies from Amonlok. She is indebted to you, and likewise, so is the rest of the House of Healing in Osgiliath.
Of course, it was. We were in a position to help, and so it was only right to do so. We appreciate this. We have a long journey ahead of us.
Well, it seems my timing is quite astute.
Almost as if the Valar themselves planned it.
I know not what the Valar plan these days, but if I can be of any little bit of assistance in their grand plan, I'm happy to play the role. Now, I don't think I should keep you up any further than I already have. I will bid you safe journeys, and may you return to us in at least, or at most, one piece. Now, if you don't mind, I need to find a place to rest for the night. Anywhere inside you'd recommend?
Not the parlor.
Not the parlor. Is this bad customer service, or?
It's
You could say that.
it's going under different management right now.
Hate to see it. Oh well, I guess I'll try. I heard something about the pier. Hopefully it's not too rambunctious for me. Well, safe travels. As he sort of walks past you and into the city proper.
Well, it's not like he had a whole lot of choices.
No. No, he did not.
Alright, and with that, is there anything else anybody wishes to do before departing Peligir?
Other than light up a nice bowl of pipeweed? No, I'm all good.
Trying to think. Should we send word to like Captain Turgon or something? I don't know where we're going.
I don't think that's needed. If it's on the way, it wouldn't hurt, and it might be, but I don't think that's strictly needed because he's not going to be able to help us.
No.
And we have
right,
no
but at least
work
like
with
he
him.
knows. Yeah, but at least he knows like where the hell we are. Like send a
I-
note or something.
I would say
And actually,
it's probably better to be on the side of caution, having him not know where we are.
I was going to say, I think the less people know where we are, the less likely Rattle is going to find out.
I agree.
Oh,
Plus
close
I-
to the vest.
Close
I
to the
don't-
vest
Right.
this time. We've been an open book up to this point, Kyrian. Now we need to be close to the chest.
Plus, I don't think the
It's not
two of you
Malvhor.
still
No.
report to him like that anymore, from what I understand.
Yes.
All right.
Was it not always a mercenary thing?
It was, and I think at this point that I think we're in his good graces again. But for a while there, we weren't even allowed to be mercenaries.
Ooh. We're kicked out.
So my point is there is no point in constantly telling him what we are doing.
Exactly, I
It's just
agree
as-
with you, Killer.
Just a suggestion.
Not a bad suggestion, kid. but I do think we got to change our tactics going forward.
All right. Keep everything close to the vest among us until we see it deemed fit. All right, good talk. Let's go.
I eat another honey cake.
You just had one. That's 2.
So
And we haven't even got on the road.
Overloading.
You're gonna be out of honey cakes before we even get halfway there.
I have plenty. Do not worry.
I'm watching you. I'm watching you, Fig.
One day I think I will learn how to make these myself, so I never run out. Just like Northrio's recipe.
All right. Let's carry on then. You said May. Come on.
Okay. Has the I think you told me last session, has the band tugged recently or during any of that situation? Any part of that situation?
What's the situation?
I guess just everything up to now from when we started at the stables.
No, not today.
Okay, because I'm trying to
In
remember.
the last day, it has.
Yep, and then I know
but
I
not
wrote it down.
as
I
of
don't know.
This
remember
morning,
where.
northeast. It pulls in a northeasterly direction.
Oh, I see that now. Okay.
Not to over drill the magic system in here because that's just not quite
Right.
fair. But is it basically just a will-based thing? It like starts pulling based on somebody like going, "Nah, show me," or is it like
So
Just
I believe
a constant light tug in a direction?
it's not constant. If I recall, Moore did make a check and sort of ascertained what it does. It is an enchantment placed on the band itself, made in Gondolin. And this one represented one of the trees of Valinor.
That's right. Making me look at my notes.
There's a partner to it that represents the
Yes,
other tree.
yes,
And the enchantment basically on it is that as long as both are worn, and they're not worn by the same person, there will always be a gentle tug towards one another.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I
the tug-
first. Sorry.
No, saying in the tug, in theory, increases the closer you get.
Got it. As I said, don't want to over dig into it because it just when you try to over explain magic, it makes it suck.
No, I think last stream I basically said it tugs on its own and it's been pissing me off.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
If it pisses her off so much, why don't you just take it off?
No, well, because it
I
makes
can
you
wear it.
feel a little stronger. But no, like it's you know what I mean. I was
Because plot.
paraphrasing. Yeah.
Give
Yeah, I
it
was
to Cirion.
paraphrasing.
He could wear it.
Not my size.
She's got some good
I was
biceps.
gonna say she's got bigger arms, yeah.
She's tall and lean, but her arms are,
Cirion tries to put it on his arm. He's like, yeah, it just falls off. Aww.
That's when Fig goes, "Oh, I did not know mine were bigger."
For Cirion then leaves and enter his fucking villain arc himself.
So, as you all mount your horses and organize your supplies and slowly begin to guide the horses down the road and begin to make your way north on this journey of a unknown destination. The audience here, in very Tolkien fashion, as we see the Fellowship sort of slowly move out from the city, we're graced with a moment of Goldwyn looking out from the pastured fence and watching the Fellowship leave on this perilous journey. Goodbye. And as the Fellowship departs from Palagir, leaving behind friends, family, and a whole lot of unknowns still, we, the spectators of this story, hear a soft voice mutter out of Goldwinds as the Fellowship slowly fades out into the northern horizon skyline that eventually fades from view. So fragile is the fire of peace, who scatters like ash on a breeze. So malign is the man of East, who batters our home with disease. So hungry is the hound of greed, who starves till we beg on our knees. So striking is the storm of war, who carves till our lives are all seized. A blink, and all you love is there. A blink, and all you love is lost. Warriors answer our prayers, but their lives become the cost. A high horn raised to all brave men, who ignites new peace in the dark. A deep dig made for all who fell then. Rest now at our home, Rittermark. And that's where we're gonna take a break.
Whoa! Oh!
Damn,
Malvhor!
dude.
Alright, gang beer pie! Whoa!
Oh wow, that is.
It's hard being a ruler, but it is good to own land.
Ooh, I'm a bear. 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 I'm a bear.
Haste.
I'm a bear.
Pack. We need
Right.
to leave.
I'm a bear. I'm a bear. I'm a bear. Look at me bearing around.
And latch onto you. You take 5 shadow damage.
This is not the hug I wanted. Alright, let's make attacks at him.
Roll them dice.
You missed my birthday, bitch?
Be all right, Heidi. Everything.
Gerda, I have a couple of questions.
Yes, Take your little mouth, Gerda. You've said enough already.
Probably go up on sale tomorrow. My donut! I got it. I lost it. I dropped my donut.
Was there? Now where do they keep mapsies? Regards.
Oh, come on! Oh, well, guess I'll just kill myself.
Talks amongst yourselves.
Yeah, so
Are we there yet?
I think that way might work.
Are we there yet?
Kevin, you're fired.
Don't have us talk amongst ourselves then.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a role-playing game.
Beyond your years, my lady. I really wanted the bird. Someone get me a bird. Someone go on a hunt and get me a bird. Someone get me a bird. Your Majesty, the acclaimed playwright. Hello?
My queen, a gift from the Southlands.
That's a bird!
You're welcome, my lady. Just know which house gave that to you.
Oh my god. Chat is screaming at you now. Wow.
Said the thespian.
Meh. I need to stop doing things on stream. Adventure.
Now let's take a moment here and listen in to the teams mic'd up.
That's mine. That's mine. That's mine. That's mine. Fuck you.
We're gonna get a quest from Win. What kind of shady stuff is he involved with?
The fangs of
In my
smog.
younger years, I was a master assassin. I have made lots of enemies.
Kiss
All right, this
ass.
is a send it one.
Yeah, it's a send it, but it's all about timing and finesse. Not like that, you fuck! Don't you dare, you son of a bitch! Why? Why? Why do you do this to me? Why do you hate me? Why do you hate me? I'm just trying to jump to the fucking... I'm just trying to... I just wanna get up. I just wanna get up to the... Just let me get to the ledge. Just fucking let me get to the ledge. I swear to fucking God. Just let me get to the goddamn... Thank you! God! Talking about that earlier. I found the code.
Well, I want to see where it's hidden.
It was behind the gate.
Like we suspected all along.
Let me know when you're ready.
Ready.
Flying duck.
Duck.
Flying duck.
Duck.
Flying duck.
Duck.
Baked potato.
Baked potato.
Baked potato.
Baked potato.
Taking a break.
Duck.
There's a pause button, you know.
Duck.
Just took a bit
Yes,
of
Those are all the clues I would have used, which is why I got really excited.
She claims that she is of a particular tribe of hobbits. What is that tribe?
Crap. Oh, man, it's on the tip of my tongue. I really gotta start taking notes. I think Brian's doing this. Start making me take notes like this motherfucker. You know what? The Green Tribe.
Incorrect.
Written down.
Okay, fine. I'll start taking more notes. Fuck y'all.
Just like that. Health back. Go back. How is everyone? I'm doing. Why are they back?
You hear something.
Thank God I am half in the tank.
Can you read it?
Yes.
All right, hit me.
more than this to stop
Okay, I'm gonna do my best to describe these. These are hard. Okay. Especially because I'm a little tipsy. So the first symbol is a blob with no hat. Does that make sense?
Apparently not.
And just a common tax for the patricians. Sire, no, it's poison! It's poison, you say? Ow.
Take a look at this map. Want a better look? Oh, look at that. Can I jump into this?
Gravity take over, but there's that. What the hell do I get? Oh shit! Oh shit! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
I feel like maybe I shouldn't, but every time I use my inspiration, it goes down by one.
We need a rest in peace.
I'm gonna
right now.
I'm gonna stop using my inspiration.
Oh, you're asleep on the job! Oh, you fool. You absolute fool. Poor fellow. Well, it'll be really unfortunate if he wakes up. Oh. Oh, uh-huh. Shit. Shit. He's awake. He's awake. He's awake. He's awake. Fuck you. Go back to sleep.
Fill out into fur as her whole form begins to shift slowly into one massive adult brown bear. Ooh. Rise, Vigdis Erendil Bjornsdatter,
Oh boy.
and bear the name of your father, Bjorn, as you are now the matriarch of your kin. the protectors of the forest, and those that will hold this land across that. From this moment on, your people will be known as the Bjornings.
Oh shit!
I'm a bear!
I shall stand with you. Shit, you're on your own.
Salutations, listeners. My name is Professor Benjamin O'Toole of the Waterdeep University and Arcane Institute. I'm known for being an educator, philanthropist, gentleman, adventurer, researcher, and now a conservationist. I wish to express my concern as of late in regards to the dwindling population of the majestic owlbear. These beautiful creatures are all too often poached and hunted by so-called adventuring parties for resources like hides, arcane focuses, foci, and experience. Here at the O'Toole Owlbear Conservation, we are making a difference with our foster and breeding programs by taking in orphaned cubs? No, chicks. Juvenile owlbears. Our volunteers work closely with the owlbears in our care until they are of age and suitable for the reintroduction to the wild. Without our, and potentially your, intervention in this matter, owlbears could very well disappear from our forests. So, how can you help us in our effort in preserving the Aves mammalia? You can get involved in this effort by symbolically adopting one of our owlbear juveniles. Your donation will go straight to their support and care. Take a tour of our facilities and read our various literatures to educate yourself on this wonderful creature. Write to the lord or lady of your land and encourage policies that protect such wildlife. Learn druidic magic and swear to the safeguard of the wilds and all the creatures that live inside of it, vowing to the defense against the brutal adventuring parties who go hunting for these gentle creatures in such a barbaric manner. And in that vow, you follow an ancient druidic path that eventually leads you to the spirit of the forest, and they bestow upon you the power to take back the lands that once belonged to the beast and the bird that roam upon this realm. Recycle. Please help us in this noble effort. For more information, please direct all correspondence via a sending spell to the Office of Conservation at the O'Toole Owlbear Conservation. For inquiries regarding my research, Adventuring Days, my latest publication, speaking opportunities, private lessons, book club, and knitting circle, please forward your sending spell to the office of Sir Benjamin O'Toole of the Waterdeep University and Arcane Institute. The O'Toole Conservation name, logo, and image are all protected licensure and owned by O'Toole Philanthropy. Use of this without the express written consent of Sir Benjamin O'Toole could result in legal action, a failed death save, a gentleman's acknowledgement of a worthy adversary for being outfoxed, and or loss of consortium. Side effects of druidic magic can include uncontrollable vine growth, sudden fascination of fungi, inability to revert from wild shape, body odor, an acquired taste for good berries, splinters, tanking for the party, depression, and or becoming one with the elements. The O'Toole Conservation is not responsible for anyone being maimed, eaten, killed, or disfigured by anyone attempting to approach owlbears. Please do not contact our officers with liability claims. We will cast silence. We mean it. Casting and speaking with animals within our facilities is strictly prohibited except by authorized personnel. We will take legal action.
And we're back. first, before we get any further to our regularly scheduled program, no stream this Friday. Sorry. Deal with it. We'll be back.
Life.
It happens.
Pre-scheduled plans. It's it is what it is. Everything else should be as it were, if you will. Also, I would like to give a big thank you and round of applause for that lovely poem that was read at the end of our first segment that was written by our very own Lindsay.
Oh, hi. I really liked Brian's performance, so I'm like, I'm clapping for Brian.
You wrote it. I can't perform if there's no
real power
nothing
couple
to read. So,
also there's a
we're
hydrated
triple
dihydrate.
threat.
All right.
So, I can't lay claim to having written that piece of art, but well done.
Just dramatics. All the dramatic
It's dramatics.
we
That's
are.
all it is.
It's all about the dramatics.
Like that.
Yes.
No, like that was so well written that I thought it was like some obscure Lord of the Rings poem that Brian found.
I was desperately trying to find one, and I couldn't. So I went to Lindsay. I'm like, I need something.
I told Brian I thought that was written in the frickin' book, like the DM book. Not DM book, but you know what I mean, guidebook.
No, I just used Tolkien's poems as inspiration.
It came out wonderfully.
Thanks. When you went no, I thought you were like, no, that wasn't dramatic and everything, because we just went, oh, it's all the dramatics, and you just went no before.
No.
It was funny.
Let's see.
No chat GPT here.
Yeah, this soundtrack.
Oh God.
It's not. We're not gonna stay here. We're not gonna stay here.
Nomadic Dawn. There we go.
Yes. So, all right. So, it's the four of you set out from Peligir, heading on the well-traveled road north for Osgiliath, and then onward from there, hopefully to gain some direction from the armband. A few days go by as you make your way into Osgiliath. At this point, because you do have a guide for this aspect.
Who is that again?
More.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
More.
Does 108 damage hit?
108 damage. Does that hit? Oh, it hits.
Sorry, I just meant 108.
It's all psychic damage too.
He gone.
And your body disintegrates. There's no coming back.
He is no more.
Oh.
I see what you did there, Kevin.
It took too long for that pun to sink into my head, and so it was just that much funnier.
Oh, stop! No more.
Oh, no, please, stop. Alright, more. I need an embarkation roll. So I basically need you to roll a d12.
I was like, what in Sam hell is that? Okay.
Yep, I'm getting it. This is basically going to determine for the most part, how the initial part of the journey goes. I need you to roll a d12. You can add your survival bonus and then half of your wisdom bonus rounded up.
Don't fuck it up.
I'm still laughing at click more.
What are the two modifiers?
Your survival bonus.
Okay.
And then half of your wisdom bonus.
Do you round up or round down?
In this case, you round up.
Great.
Yay!
You fucked it up.
Diggity damn.
I'm just messing. I don't know. The scale's always different.
Roll well. I would assume that was good.
I don't think it's a binary scale.
No. Yeah.
Of good to bad.
Like a table.
It's missing the
kind of like
plus
golf.
5
It's kind
to
of like
it,
golf.
actually.
The lower the score you want.
Because I rolled a 12 plus 5, or I don't know if it put the plus 5 in there because it's not showing me properly.
No, it just shows you put a +3, so +5 just add, so 20 total.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, 5 is your wisdom bonus, or is that your survival bonus?
Survival bonus was 5, and then wisdom was 5, cut in half, and then round up is 3.
Gotcha. Okay, so it was missing. All right, no worries. I got it.
12 plus 8. Yep.
Yep. Let's go to the book.
Oh god. What happened?
I think the book has a section that's like
Cthulhu rules.
15 plus. Like anything higher than this. I don't remember where that cutoff is. I don't remember the table.
Balrog shows up. Oh god.
Yeah.
No. This is just how initially it sets the tone for the journey.
It's terrible. It's going terrible.
Honestly, I think this is a really good roll.
I've just never seen it that high, so I'm really interested to see what happens.
All right. Teleport there.
I think the highest we've gotten was what, like 7, 8?
I think at least like a 9. I don't know.
If this ends up being good, you're all welcome.
Please, we need a good one.
Let's get some horsebacks in here.
Oh, there's the horsies.
Oh, quickfire. Whoa.
Keeping a good pace.
That quickfire's getting a little rambunctious.
So bad.
It's been a while since I rode you. I am sorry I had to go on foot.
Alright, so the Fellowship departs from their, lack of better terms, and what they've considered a home for a long time. While they've been pretty far north in Middle-earth, they now ride for a new destination. A destination they are not quite sure where it ends or where it leads, for that matter. But considering the recent events of what has transpired, the enemies unmasked now. They seem to be a bit more resolute in what they need to do and who they are actually up against. And while they might not know the full plans of the enemy, they're a bit more confident now that things are out in the open. They stand a bit better of a chance of thwarting whatever might come their way. It's not long. You arrive in Osgiliath in a few days' time on horseback. You spend what little time you want there, as much as you care to, before you carry on. Fig, while you're in Osgiliath during this time, you feel a tug on occasion that still keeps a northeastern-like direction, following Moore's guidance. You depart from Osgiliath out the eastern gate on the eastern bank of the Anduin, and you follow the roads into the northern trees of Ithilien, and then turn north, heading along parallel Vitful Duath and the dark land of Mordor, heading in the very direction that you came from not too long ago, into the Dead Marshes. And while you remain on this path and you journey for some time, talks amongst yourselves.
Maybe one day we'll stop going this direction.
Well, I mean, to be honest, there's only a handful of directions we can go. If you're going north, there's only the one pass.
No, at this point, we're gonna be following our own fucking footprints.
We could always go back to Kirith Ungol.
No.
Oh, no.
Is that a tale you wish to hear more?
No, I'm quite all right with my pipeweed. I recommend a good navel cut. Deals with the wind.
I have no idea what you mean, but...
A navel cut is the pipeweed.
I don't smoke.
It deals with the wind. It keeps a good smoke during fast-paced rides.
I think I like you better when you drink.
Ah, yes, well.
Have you ever been to Mordor, More?
Not in a very long time.
Mordor.
Yes, many have made that joke.
We were there recently, unfortunately.
Well, I pity you.
Hey, but we survived.
Did you see?
What all happened there?
It was
Did you see the large spider there?
She was big.
We went through her lair twice.
I can't stay in character for that. It's just like the moment that came out of my mouth, I was like, God damn it.
We had no business. I'm not saying this in character. We had no business surviving that.
Okay.
We did have the aid of a vampire, though.
This girl.
I will admit I was shocked before, but now I'm as shocked can be. Why?
To do a quest
she bit me.
for the mouth of Sauron.
She bit me, and I'm gonna pull back my collar right here.
You let her.
Then I didn't say I didn't allow her.
We're digging holes. We're digging.
Nowhere in there did I say I didn't allow her.
I mean, at this point, you've hitched your horse to our carriage. We may have made some mistakes in the past, but we are righting them.
Just wait till I turn into a bear.
We are not the sum of our mistakes.
Well, that might a bear.
You can also become a ghost bear.
Sounds like you might be blessed by the valor.
Oh, yes. It is with Yavanna. And she allowed me to take the form of my father. Yes,
Your
we'll go
dad
with that.
was a bear.
I told you I was raised by bears.
I know. I'm just still wrapping my head around
it. Did you know more that she killed a wolf with her bare hands when she was 10?
No?
I forgot.
Let me recite to you.
Things I've heard, I'm becoming less and less shocked by such statements.
Let me recite to you the feats of Vigdis.
Oh my god.
Well, you turn them into a song.
She walked into a building full of agents of the shadow, men, wicked to the bone. And she knocked one down, rode him down the stairs, slaying all who stood in her way.
I forgot about that one.
She is also a slayer of wraiths. And she has broken out of prison by bending iron bars with her brute strength.
I broke you out of prison as a bear.
Shh. Don't ruin it.
Look, Fig, I'm just gonna say, hearing that in the cell was still one of the highlights of my life, as I'm still writing Quickfire.
You know, I only have five.
We've reached the filler episode of the campaign where we recap everything in one fell swoop.
I only have 5 things on my feats of Vig. I need more feats of Vig.
It's a shame you didn't see what happened while you were in the cell.
You turn this into a sea shanty.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna add to my feats of Vig, slew a vampire lord.
I'm gonna sing you a jig of a bear named Vig.
You know what? Might as well add survived Shelob's cave twice.
You also missed when while you were escaping, I used the rain to disguise myself as something horribly scary and scared the prison guards so much that they thought their what is this big ballista thing could not hit me.
Fig, I've said it once and I'll say it again.
Ghost.
I am very happy
I was
you're
a
on our
ghost.
side.
Yes, you better be.
What year is this? I'm trying to recall.
It is 2102 in the Second Age.
Year of the bear.
I have no idea what year it is off the top of my head. I know it's Second Age.
How old am I now, Brian?
Too damn old.
Time. Couple thousand. Are we talking about
wait.
how old are you in as in how long you've been in Middle Earth?
Yes.
Uh,
TA 1000 is apparently when
just over 1,000 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, TA?
TA 1000.
That's
Third age.
Oh, we are in the third age. We're not in the second age. I'm so
Yes,
dumb.
You are not.
Yes. Yes, I'm probably older than any of you could imagine. So, I'm surprised that I'm shocked with all these years under my belt.
That vampire lord was pretty old too.
Yes. Yes.
So is
she would be.
Mordu.
Yes.
We meet a lot of old people on our journeys. You know what I think the
right.
problem in Middle Earth is? Too many old people. We gotta get some younger people in power.
After living with the elves, I'm pretty used to everyone being old.
From a land unknown, along the wind, you hear a voice.
Shut it, Grave Walker!
We used to have another companion more. An elf by the name of Locke. An elven blacksmith of some renown, I imagine.
Oh, yes, I have heard the name. Yes.
He decided he was too cool for school. No. He had another quest that called him away.
Yes. Yes, I would have liked to have met the lad. I've only heard good things.
Stick around long enough, you might.
Have we crossed out of the realm of Gondor yet?
We're at the turn of 2,000 years into the third age. I looked back at the video to confirm what year it is.
Why are you yelling?
Sorry.
Because we always have to yell.
Yes, at least Matt and I do.
That checks.
We're just too excited.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Paul, stage voice.
More. Tell us, what is the scariest thing you've faced?
Do you really want to know?
Yes.
Well, now I'm curious.
The mightiest things that I've seen. Would I have? Since this was during the times of the, I would have shown up during the times of the developing of the rings. What would have been the greatest beasts that I would have found there, Brian? I would have fought werewolves, likely, and vampires at some point.
Those are probably high on the list. Children of Ungoliant, definitely.
Yes, that's probably the scariest. I think Brian and I share a similar fear.
Yeah, I would say I think more is among the lucky many that didn't have a Balrog grace their presence.
Yeah, I was gonna say
How
that
about
might be
a
a little
dragon
fun.
or a drake?
I would say that I've seen them. I would not say I've battled such, but I have certainly had my dealings with werewolves and vampires and the daughters of Shelob herself, the disgusting vermin that they are.
Are they just as big as she is?
No, but they are just as terrifying in numbers.
I'd rather fight wolves.
Yes, I'd say a good fire does the trick.
That is good to know.
Yes, a few scars to prove it. But most terrifying things that I have seen in all these years, quite frankly, have been the way that man treats each other.
Oh.
I've seen men kill each other for a same apple driven into the mud, all because they were starving. That is the most terrifying things that I've seen.
That's
we could turn on each other.
touching. Not a fun answer, but touching.
No. No.
I don't understand how that is touching.
Because it's a lament about the folly of men.
Oh.
And it's something a lot of people can relate to. And it is helpful in self-inspection and to gauge oneself and ultimately better oneself.
Yes, well, we're talking it scholarly, in a scholarly fashion. We have simply dealt with that with mercenaries recently who are willing to turn on their fellow man for the for the betterment of evil.
Yeah.
So I think it is a very real
Corsair
thing that we're dealing
captain,
with.
yeah.
Yes.
And the Cat's Eye, they're doing anything for money, as far as I know. So
Yes.
there's real life examples of that scenario.
Yes.
This is why it's easier to just live in the forest.
Yes, I've traveled alone for many years.
In other ways, it is harder. Every walk of life has its own challenges.
That's a good way to put it. Some you lose some men in hopes of defending them.
Like in the forest, like Fig, you didn't know how to. You never learned how to use money. And
yes.
And I'm sure there were quite many times you were lonely.
I was when I lost my parents, yes. But that's why I made this and still have it. And I just hold up the bear tooth necklace.
Lost. Interesting.
Yes, Bjorn, the bear father, he was... Shit. Hold on. That is forever and a half ago. Oh no. He was wounded and we lost him first. I don't know what he fought. Fig, my mother, was ill of some time after that. 2 rotations. And then I lost her next. The elves assume I was around 10 when that happened, based on their guess of age when they found me. Or something along those lines. I don't know my age. I don't really know how to tell time.
To lose one's loved ones is a heavy burden that we all share. I am sorry.
I do feel closer to them now, though, thanks to Yavanna.
And yes, I'll carry that one, Brian. I'll keep that to the chest. And I'm sorry, what were you saying about Yavanna? I'm saying that out of character because I genuinely misheard.
Oh, you said I'm sorry for the loss of your parents, and she responded with, I do feel closer to them though now, at this point because of Yavanna.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, she was the one that helped you wake up there, Malvhor. With her blessing, you were able to return to us.
Oh. I just thought I was having a dream.
It would certainly seem like it. Let's see. Well,
I think Fig has saved my life twice now.
Yes.
Is that also going to be part of your stories?
You know, I should add to the feats of Vig that you fought off ghosts as the cavern collapsed.
Is that not the Wraith Killer Slayer notion?
That exactly is the same story. I gotta write down more information. It's a work in progress.
And what are you doing with all of this?
I don't know. Someday I'll put together a story. When I'm not running around and I have time to sit down and actually write.
Oh, there's also, what did Yavanna say? Something about now being a Bjorning.
Sorry, say that again? A Bjorning?
When she gave me the power to take on to become a bear and take on my father's form, she used his name and said, rise as the first of the Bjornings.
I see.
Does that mean something to you?
Forgive me. This, I might be using the wrong term, and I don't want it being taken the wrong way. You're what the elves would call, in the common tongue, at least you seem to be, a changeling. Does that mean anything to you?
I have not heard of the word. But I suppose that does make sense.
We could help look up more, and we could help you find out more about it if you'd like in the future.
I would not mind that. It's to be a child of two worlds. It's been hard to put it all together or feel a full belonging in one or the other.
I know that feeling all too well, my dear.
Especially in big cities like Osgiliath.
Yes.
Every time you say big cities like Osgiliath, I have to laugh. Because you haven't seen Minas Tirith yet.
That horrifies me. If there's anything Fig is scared of.
You've only seen it from a distance.
It's
a very far distance.
civilization.
Yes. The Cirion, you've kept your mouth oddly quiet. Tell us about yourself.
I was just letting you two shoot the breeze.
I have an extra pipe in my bag, by the way. Would you like to borrow it?
I kind of like look at him and be like, I like you.
It's clean, by the way. So,
I'll take the pipe.
Tell us about yourself. I pass
Before I start talking, before I take
packing?
it. Yep, just pack it in before I start talking about myself. What do you wish to know? Favorite drink, favorite color, favorite sword?
Oh, we've heard the tales of the mighty Vigdis and the outspoken Malvhor. I have not heard much about the stoic Cirion.
Stoic Cirion, that's good.
Stoic Cirion, you say? That's a good description of me, maybe.
Wait, did anyone notice the music change?
Yes, I did. It kind of hurt my soul.
Bit. Well,
that
guys.
little bit of
was a cap
string going. Oh, good. Well, anyway, keep going, Cirion. Sorry.
Don't read into titles.
Yeah, but it hurt. Go ahead, Cirion. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay, my story ain't much of one compared to our champion Vigdis and our illustrious bard.
Yeah.
Storyteller.
Can I roll insight on Cirion? Oh, okay, go ahead. Go ahead, continue.
You're gonna get fucking bored.
Continue.
Go ahead, roll it. I want to see what this happens.
Fig's just like, I just fight and defend.
Because he seems to be holding back information, and he was about to give more, and I was like, oh crap, never mind.
Cirion, go ahead and you can roll me.
Counter roll.
This isn't a persuasion or a deception in this manner, because he's just trying to read like your body language. Just go ahead and just roll me a straight charisma.
Okay. Like, I'm not really, like, actively trying to deceive him.
No,
you're not.
Yeah.
He's more or less trying to... he's more or less trying to see if he can read your body language in what you're feeling. So, yeah, with the 12, you can probably glean quite a bit from how Cirion carries himself. So, Cirion, if you wouldn't mind, can you sort of like walk us through Cyrion's body language right now? Like, is he on edge? Is he like slouched shoulders? What's his mood? What sort of vibes is he giving off to Moore here?
So when Moore is asking him about, telling about himself, it's kind of like you see like a kid kind of like shut down. It's like a little bit like the shoulders slightly slouch. He just kind of gets like into his pipe a little bit, and just kind of like it looks like he's like sitting there slouched but thinking. It looks like you can see on his face, if you can see it at all, it looks like he's almost deep in thought. I hate chat sometimes.
Yeah.
So, what do you wish to know, my friend?
Oh, I thought I heard you bring up you were a captain.
I was. Was in the Gondorian Guard. Maybe familiar with the city known as Ethel, once upon a time.
Oh, yes. Yes, I've heard stories of that place.
I may have heard about the failed defense my unit tried to put up.
Yes. Yes, I have heard of those stories. I heard you men fought as bravely as you could, though.
We did. We tried all that we could. We didn't want to see the city fall. The beautiful jewel that was Minas Ethel. Beautiful towers, beautiful city. We didn't want to see it go. We fought as best we can. I don't want to say it to the last man, but I thought the lives of my men were more valuable than a city. We can come back. We can rebuild. I can't rebuild families and lives. And then the beasts attack. The orcs outnumbered us. Way too much. Couldn't keep up. Walls began to fall. Our defenses began to crumble. Beasts came from the sky I never even saw before. Swooped in, killed men on top of the tower. Next thing I know, the city was gone. Took the remaining men. Returned to Minas Tirith. While some gave us a hero's welcome, still felt many eyes of contempt on top of us.
Yeah, well.
Hearing the nickname among army, Cirion of the Citadel. Meant to be a celebratory name, you see. In recognition of the good, if you want to call it that, the good defense against the odds that we went up against.
Yes, well.
I couldn't look at much of my men after that. Felt ashamed. But after some time spent away from the army and the mercenary life, I had to find some form of peace. It wasn't my fault. I did what I could. I chose the lives of many over losing one spot. Someday I would like to reclaim it, restore it to its former glory. Cirion's kind of like, he lit the pipe, and it's just kind of like what I'm doing with this, just kind of like just playing with it in his hand a little bit. And just thinking back, it's like, someday we'll overtake it. I would like that. At least try. For now, my mission calls me elsewhere.
Well, as you said, Cirion, Walls can be rebuilt. Lives cannot be given back once taken. And the reality is, there are many who have never even grasped a sword who like to tell people how they should act in battle. For the record, you did the right thing.
I've learned to tone those voices out. Hell helps. In case you ever wonder why I like my fair drink. Helps tone the screams, voices, the looks. It helps dull the pain. But I'm letting a good pipe go to waste.
I looked to him
I like
quietly.
that you played into it, Cirion, but I'm gonna need a corruption saving throw.
Oh, that's fair and true.
Add advantage for playing into your character.
Here comes 2 natty 1s. Oh, you didn't even need advantage.
All right, carry on.
You are a bastion of goodness.
Bastion of goodness is the first thing I've ever been called.
I think there are other ways you can cope other than constantly drinking that poison.
Look, I have been talking about it. I have reached out. I even talked to your... I don't know what else to call him. I talked to Adathor. I've talked to Maniame.
Adopted father.
Adopted father.
I don't know.
I have talked to many, and I haven't drank as much as I used to. That's where I learned that I am not the sum of my mistakes. Using Minas Ethel, I did what I could. I gave it everything I had, and I made a choice. I've learned I can begin again. Here I am, trying to do greater good for a different cause. Sure, it may not be for a city, and I had my moments again, being a captain. Maybe someday I'll reclaim that. But I enjoy the company of you 3.
I will keep that in mind the next time I go buy wineskins for you.
Hey, I still engage in some vices.
I lean to Cirion and basically whisper kind words to him of, we are not the sum of our mistakes. We are the sum of all of our experiences, good and bad. You will right all your wrongs before this is done. I assure you.
Ooh.
And I hope you are right. Any wrongs that I have, any that I don't wish the men that have fallen to look down on, I want their sacrifice to mean something.
No, your pipe's going up, by the way.
Ah. That is good. Where did you get this? This is outstanding.
Over the course of your guys' journey thus far, and you've made it a ways without much of an incident, but you have trudged into
good rolls.
Yeah, you have trudged into the one of the outskirts of the Dead Marshes, remnants of the Battle of the Last Alliance.
It's nice.
An area that a lot of you feel the tension from your horses. Something unnatural here, and you felt it all the first time you came through here. Air thick, fires that seem to emanate from the ground unnaturally, picking up a source of fuel long forgotten from these lands. Preserved corpses litter the landscape beneath the waters, adorned the once bloody field of battle. Eerily silent, the occasional crow calling out and the buzz of mosquitoes or carrion flying past your ears. I need everybody.
Oh.
Oh God.
PM says, I need, and we all go, shit.
I need everybody.
Let's unionize.
To pay me a heartfelt compliment.
Oh,
you're wonderful. There you go.
I need
Brad.
to feel seen.
Your campaign
your plots and
is
twists are
the
very
motivation
exciting
I
and well
have
thought
to
out.
be a DM.
I didn't hear any of that, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
Just
both of
talking
you
over
spoke
each
at the
other.
same time.
Yeah,
That's
that's
one of the
fine.
Tiger's favorite compliment. You're great.
I think you want to be a better
that
DM
one
in
right
The Witcher.
here.
Aw.
I need everybody to give me animal handling checks at advantage.
Oh.
At advantage.
Son of a friggin' hey!
Another nat 20!
Back-to-back natural 20s. Man.
Does 15 work?
15, 21, a 15, and an 18. Oh my.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay on that one.
With Moore and Fig sort of leading the helm.
Why'd it do that twice? Whatever. Doesn't matter. 15 was the first one.
Yeah. You feel the horses begin to slow and their hooves begin to sink a bit, and they do fight a bit, seemingly not want to progress in this area. And Moore sort of blazes a path to follow, to trudge through more easily. You all do what you can, what you've learned from Goldwyn, or even your own innate abilities with animals. Whatever sort of bond you've forged with your companion. The hooves sink into the ground, and as they pull them up and they become muddied up to their ankles, you hear the pulling out as it suctions into the ground. In a single file line, you weave through the marshes. Slow going. It takes maybe the better parts of a day or so. But you make it through.
About to say, I'm not letting the sadness of the swamp get to me. We're not having an Artax moment.
No. None of you gazed into the water and got pulled in.
No.
But you all successfully make your way through the dead marshes, some of you a second time. Though the area you came through the first time, not near as bad. This one's closer to the mountains, more close to the front lines of the battle, so a bit more treacherous. But you make it through. And as a result, when it comes time for an arrival check, there will be a +1 bonus.
Ooh.
Sweet. Any bonus is a good bonus.
And I can finally shut up that crow.
Thank you.
Ominous and points. I was like, oh man.
Sometimes finding the right music is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
This is a good track. I like this track.
You carry on. Now days, if not weeks, from when you've set out from Peligir. You've stopped and camped along the way. You've shared a fire, shared tales, getting to know one another, seemingly somewhat again, and some of you for the first time. Fig, at this point, you felt the pull to be a little bit more frequent than normal. Nothing to the point of like every hour or so, which is more often throughout the day. And from where you guys are right now, the direction pulls you still more northeast, but more so east than before. Is that showing to everybody? Probably
Yeah.
not.
I
I
did
saw it.
see it.
Did it show? Okay.
It was like a
there's
big lighthouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More
just
so
haven't-
off in this
More
direction.
so, yes, more.
Yes.
I'll at that time I'll rub I'll rub my arm where the armband is, and I'll just go. We seem to be getting closer. It's happening a little more often, but now it's almost tugging a little more east than northeast.
I don't know what check it would be, but do I kind of have an idea that we're heading into a specific region that is, like, rough?
Like in terms of terrain or like a bad neighborhood?
Terrain. Let's go with terrain. Yes
give me-
is the correct answer, but terrain.
I mean, the two different checks.
That's true. That's true.
Give me a survival check at advantage. It has been some decades since you've been in the area, but you have been in the vicinity before.
22.
22. Yeah, you would know that the terrain itself is actually pretty easy going. It's a lot of rolling fields in grasslands. There is a developed road that keeps along the mountains. If I can get a line here, there is a road that is fairly well traveled this way.
Yes.
And then splits off to continue further east and then up north. But with a straight line direction to follow the armband, it's just mostly fields.
Would it be something
Plains,
that is worth
grasslands.
making a suggestion on? Because that's where I'm kind of like... everyone wants to do the birds route, but the problem was
Yes.
we're on the ground.
Sure. The
problem is we're not birds.
Yes.
The road would certainly be faster, especially easier on the horses.
Yes.
And
knowledge of where water could be, possibly because there is roads possibly lead
Right.
nearby water.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth a suggestion.
Yes.
There's many ways to follow whatever path you have here. You also would know full well, like those mountains are bordering Mordor, so
Yes.
the clientele, if you will, that makes
Yes, we have to be very careful.
partake the roads could be treacherous.
Yes, as
Not to say that the
Frodo
fields,
told
the
us,
open
get off the
ground.
road.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but yes, that is what you would know.
Yes. All right. Well, appears we're at an impasse. We have two paths ahead of us. We could follow no path into the great wide grassland ahead of us, or we could take the road in the northern paths of Mordor, or the mountains north of Mordor, I should say.
I say we go for the fields. The more distance we put between us and Mordor, the more comfortable I'll be.
Am I familiar, based on that check, with possible water sources or things like that in that region? Grasslands can have it, but I'm not sure if there is a typical possible route for horse riders that have gone through this region, which I'm sure it has been mapped at some point.
Yeah, you know they exist. There is no grand source of water like a river or a large lake of sorts. So most that you would find would probably be a tiny stream or a pond for the most part. Or if there's any sort of civilization in this vicinity that might have dug a well. They do exist, though.
Yes. Well, if we decide to take off from the road, we definitely should ration our food out. Fig, that means not eating so many of those buns. At least less of it.
I don't even have a response.
I told you, Big. Ration them. We got a long journey.
I'll look at both of you and I'll just give this like amused smirk of like, but also it's gonna be that look of like, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, well.
It like flashes on and off, like
Yeah. Well, smoking does keep hands away from food. So I will continue that.
I do like this pipe.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I made it myself. Yes.
You know what keeps hands away from
Fine,
food?
craftsmanship.
From food as well.
I'm sorry. I was admiring my own pipe that I made from a nice root.
I was saying, you know what else keeps hands away from food? Playing the harp, and I'm gonna play my harp.
Yes. Oh, beautiful job. I hear it nicely in the BattleBard system.
For the audience at home, as Malvhor begins to pluck the strings in cadence, it seems to line up with the poem that you heard earlier from Goldwyn.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
We ride northeast.
Lead the way, Mole.
Over field and country. As you all round off the road from the north that bends around the Epfil Duath, and you head in a more northeasterly direction, heading out into the field and coming off of the main paths. You all catch something at the corner of your eye. And this is one of those moments I hate how things are written in the book, so bear with me here. Your choice, let me check one thing. At advantage, because that embarkation roll is carrying you. I would like everybody to either make a perception or an investigation check.
Is it dark? Is it night?
Oh.
Do you guys travel at night?
No.
I prefer
Probably
not.
Okay, never
I'm
mind.
going to say no.
I'm sorry, what are we rolling?
I accidentally
investigation.
clicked disadvantage instead of advantage, so that's
Okay.
a 26.
26, okay.
So investigation or
perception.
perception?
Yeah.
And you know what? Before I forget, I'm going to use my viewer inspiration here from Kenny.
Fig, it's at advantage.
Sorry.
Oh.
Let's roll it a second time. Look at that.
There you
Just
go.
because,
It's
you
fine.
know, it might be very cool if I hit 30. Nope,
Nice,
that's 28.
Yeah, look at all these natural 20s.
So part of the journeying phase is almost like a dungeon crawl, so it's meant to sort of burn resources. But when they are doing shit like this, there's nothing really I could do to force resources to get burned. Damn. All right. 28 from Malvhor, Cirion with a 13, Fig with a natural 20 for a total of 20, Moore with a 25. All right.
Fuck me.
Checking the journeying DC here. All right.
Journey DC is 30. Too bad.
Get wrecked.
Yeah. LOL, bye.
And that's a campaign. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in.
Till we meet again, He-Man.
What was Cyrion's roll?
13?
13.
13. Okay.
Oh, fuck.
That
I
might
was gonna
be
say I
a
want to
deciding
burn
factor.
inspiration.
You're gonna do it. Do it now.
Oh.
Brian's been so disappointed no one's been using it.
I
That's all I'll
was
say.
once or twice.
You guys are getting
No, but it's-
opportunities to regain it every session.
I know, but it's like too late now in my
I
eyes.
don't need to re-roll it
Alright.
if I got a 28.
So let's see.
I'm gonna get fucked. I got high pipe, so I'm happy. Oh, Morse pipe.
As you on horseback begin to leave this region, and you round that sort of northwestern mountain range of Mordor. Three of you, Fig, Mor, and Malvhor, see an impressive sight. Not impressive from good, more of just sort of awestruck in standing in the shadow of what once was. As you find yourself on one of the main fields of battle from the Battle of the Last Alliance, which is mostly what Cirion gets sort of caught up in, looking around and finding tattered banners, rusted armor, skeletons, and just sort of getting caught up in the aftermath of the battle. That the rest of you actually see the ridgeline of the mountains themselves, and in the distance, the towering iron structure that is the Black Gate that seals off this entrance into Mordor. And again, it's not something you look at and feel pride or strength in. It's more of just a wonder of the world, and it's something that sort of still reminds you of the shadow that exists in this world and gives you some resolve that the path that you're on is to prevent whatever lies beyond those gates from getting out. And considering what all of your guys' character sheets currently look at, I am going to be very generous with this bonus here. You all have inspiration, I'm pretty sure. So that's useless. Fig, you can go ahead and remove a point of corruption.
Okay.
I turned it through Brian's.
What does that mean? I'm no longer at an even number. I'm at uno.
Correct. So you regain that hit die, and your ceiling is restored.
Really?
I wish
do I
my
get those
ceiling was
points
restored
back
in my
now,
house.
or do they have to be at like a short rest?
No, you can get them right now. Mor and Malvhor, because you need to be rewarded too. And
Yay.
you don't have corruption right now, to my knowledge.
Nope.
I'll say you
I
both
have
get
one shadow point, but I don't know what that relates to.
So it's only going to matter when you get to 2. If you would like to have it healed right now, you certainly can. Basically, what will happen when you hit 2 or the even numbers is you'll roll a hit die. So that hit die will get burned immediately, and whatever you roll comes off of your hit point ceiling.
It sucks.
So it's bad when it stacks,
yeah.
which it will and it can.
It's a very good mechanic, and it also sucks.
Yeah.
So okay, go ahead.
Yes, I'll give you a choice since this is all really new to you anyway. Malvhor, you have no corruption right now, so you can go ahead and add an extra hit die, regardless if you're at max.
Oh, nice.
So Mor, you can either choose to get rid of that point of corruption, point of shadow, or get an extra hit die, which would bring you to 8 out of 7, I believe.
Yeah.
Return the slab.
I'll get rid of my shadow point.
Okay. There you go.
Good choice.
Thank you.
There you go. And you all continue to ride off into the over field and over country, into the now somewhat uncharted and very foreign lands to you all, as you see rolling fields in front of you of hills of all sorts, but for the most part plainlands. Fields of wheat and grass, trees on occasion spot the landscape from as far as your eye can see. It seems quiet. You carry on for a few more days, resting as you go, making sure the horses are tended to, wondering how long you've been on the road. Will you ever return? What lies at the end of this road? Fig, the polling continues. Every so often, you do notice at points that while the direction doesn't change a whole lot, that there are times the frequency changes. It seems to jump between two every so often, as if whoever might be wearing this band is moving. Sometimes closer, sometimes farther away, tending to whatever business they might see in the immediate vicinity, but you can only assume whatever you're feeling, they're feeling as well. At this point, they don't seem to have any urgency behind it.
I can only wonder who is on the other side of this. I murmur that out loud to myself, but anyone who wants to hear, while I'm just fiddling with the thing.
I mean, we'll find out.
We will.
And we don't have a lot to go off.
Almost out of pipeweed.
You didn't back enough.
I was hoping for more.
I smoked too much.
Yeah, I was hoping for more.
Cirion, you lose inspiration.
I just hope that this is all worth it in the end.
It will be.
You and me both.
There is much at stake.
There's a lot at stake, for sure.
Even if a step does not seem in the right direction, all paths will take us where we need to go.
Where we need and where we want could be two totally different things.
That is true.
Malvhor.
And which would you rather have? I think it is more important to be where we need.
Yes.
Seems you've grown on your journey so far.
Who, me?
All of you. Yes.
I don't have much. I don't have much growing left to do. I'm old.
The only thing he's gonna grow is a fucking tree out of the ground.
Oh gosh, that.
Yes, we all will, Cirion.
Yes.
Some sooner, some later.
Somewhere from afar on the wind is from Locke.
Turn the mouth like it echoes. Damn!
So that's our location there, Brad.
Yes, that is the journey thus far. You guys have made traveled mostly on roads, and despite the dead marsh being a somewhat of a speed bump, the horses take to this area well. Terrain doesn't seem to bother them for the most part. In fact, as you move about these fields, you see spotted in the distance several wild horses that just seem to graze and meander through these fields. Pretty much like a scene out of Spirit. But as you continue on in the early mornings of one of your days, Malvhor, would you go ahead and give me a perception check? This one is not at advantage.
And then a dragon shows up.
I'm gonna burn it. I'm gonna burn inspiration. Why not?
You one hit.
Ah!
Oh my god! This every time you do this, remember? It's always by one.
It usually goes down by one. This time it went up by one.
Yeah.
Improvement.
Better.
All right. You gaze out as you prep the horses. You take your saddle as everyone else begins to prep, and you ride out a bit to get a feel for the terrain ahead of you, and if there's going to be any surprises. As the sun sort of pokes out in the east and begins to wash the fields in an amber gold color and warms your skin, you feel Duster beneath you settle its weight and shake its head. You see herds of wild horses roaming in the early morning, kicking up dust and moving about the terrain. It's a long road ahead still. Nothing in sight seems to call to your attention, especially no civilization at this point.
Well, I see nothing wrong.
You ready the fellowship for the day? And you all set out for the second half of your journey.
Oh my
That's where we're
god.
going to end tonight.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I'm so excited.
Inching closer and closer to the borders of Rune.
That music crescendos perfectly right there.
I have no expectations for Rune because I've never been there in any story.
I'm so excited. It's such a new area.
No stories like touched it.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm so stoked.
Bro, let's go.
Tolkien was like, I'm gonna do my British thing over here. On this
Yes.
side of Middle Earth.
Over here?
I'll get to the
Over
other
here.
part later. Oh wait.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What about
Wait,
the lands in the east and the south? Oh, that's where I keep my fan fiction.
You tell me what's over there. Yeah.
I'll tell you if I like it.
So,
Yeah.
but that's
Oh,
going to be
no.
all from us tonight. We'll be back next Tuesday to continue this journey and see where the fellowship is taken. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, thank you for being here and stay proficient. Good night, everybody.